We were discussing that 19th question. So, like we understood by the previous question, 18, linear momentum. He has defined one more, mass into speed. So, whenever the speed is there, so we cannot cancel each other. So, we cannot cancel the different velocities which are moving opposite direction. So, that is not possible, that law of conservation of momentum. And that 19th one, if we talk about, use the definition of linear momentum from the previous question. Can we state the principle of conservation of linear momentum for a single particle? So, so they have given that no external force. Okay. So whenever there is no external force for a single particle, the particle speed will not change actually. Okay. So we can say that the linear momentum is possible for single particle. Okay. So for 19th, it is possible. For a system of particles, it is not possible. Next. To accelerate a car, we ignite petrol in the engine of the car. Since only an external force can accelerate the center of mass, is it proper to say that the force generated by the engine accelerates the car? What do you say? Your opinion, please. To accelerate a car, we ignite the petrol in the engine. Okay. So, is it proper to say that the force generated by the engine accelerates the car? So, Ohm answer is yes. And Ritvik Mansatwik also, yeah, yeah, yes. Okay. Yeah, yeah, you are correct because to accelerate, na, you have to ignite the petrol and the engine gets starts and the engine will apply the force on the gears, different gears. Okay. So that results in the movement, acceleration of the vehicle. Yeah, it is correct. So the force generated by the engine is a external force only and it accelerates. Is correct. Next, a ball is moved on a horizontal table with some velocity. The ball stops after moving some distance. Which external force is responsible for the change in the momentum of the ball? This you can answer, it is very clear, very easy only. Yeah, home answer is, yeah, correct. Friction. Friction is the responsible. So that is acting as a external force. So that's why the momentum of the ball changes. Yes, you are correct. Okay. The next 20-second. Consider the situation of the previous problem. Take the table plus ball as a system. So friction between the table and the ball is then an internal force. Okay. So as the ball slows down, the momentum of the system decreases. Okay. Which external force is responsible for this change in momentum? So previously a ball is moved on the table. There is a friction between table and ball, so it changes the and it will act as a external force, and it changes the momentum of the ball. And 22nd is table plus ball as a system he is checking. So, but still, if you can observe that the ball reduces, the ball slows down and it decreases its momentum. So, what do you say for this? What do you say from this? Sasra, your answer please.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, normally object the ball stops due to roughness the table.
Little bit louder, please.
The ball stops due to the roughness of the table.
Yeah, roughness of the table, that's okay, beta. But yeah. So here also frictional force only actually.
Yes, sir.
Here also frictional force only. But frictional force between the table and the earth surface. Okay. It is not due to the frictional force between table and ball. It is a frictional force between table and earth, or the platform where it is kept. Okay. Because ball and table both are one system. Here also friction only, but the friction between table and ground. Okay. Next question. When a nucleus at rest emits, yeah.
Sir, what is the
When a nucleus at rest emits a beta particle, it is found that velocity of the recoiling nucleus and the beta particle are not along the straight line, same straight line. How can this possible in view of the principle of conservation of momentum? So due to the nuclear reactions, there are some nuclear particles like quarks, neutrino, antineutrino, positron, beta particle, those are emit due to nuclear reactions. Okay. It is found that the velocities of the recoiling nucleus and beta particle are not along the same straight line. See, I told you already, law of conservation of momentum is applicable for a tiny nucleus particle to heavy uh, heavy planetary systems or heavy like galaxies also, heavier bodies also it is applicable. So here we can see some tiny particle example. So what he is telling that when the nucleus is emits beta particle, the same equal and opposite or something some to conserve the momentum, nucleus will also recoil. But it is recoiling but not along the same straight line. So he is telling that is it a violation of conservation of linear momentum? He is telling that. But actually speaking, here no violation of linear conservation of linear momentum is taking place. Okay, but as a result, the nucleus may not be recoiling with the same straight line with the beta particle, but there are also some other particles are involved. There are also some other particles are involved in the there are also some other particles are involved in this nuclear reaction, and they emit and they will go in such a way that the total momentum of the system, that nucleons and nucleus system, will be constant. Okay, that is the answer. A van is standing on a frictionless portion of a horizontal road. To start the engine, the vehicle must be set in motion in forward direction. How can the person sitting inside the van do it without coming out of it out and pushing from behind? Okay, a van is there which is on the frictionless portion of the horizontal road, and a person is there inside the van, and the van has to move forward direction without coming out. The person the person should not come outside, and the van has to move frontwards. So how it can be possible? Srijani, are you there? You are not responding for anything.
Yes, sir, I'm there, sir.
Sir, once again, can you repeat question? I did not understand.
Uh, Same kind of question. You are on the ice surface. You are on the ice surface and you want to come out of the ice surface. How can you come out? So the same kind of question. Try to apply LOCM concept in related to collision, number 1, number 2 recoiling, number 3 explosion. Anything come under this situation, please try to think. Very good, excellent. Excellent, correct
So
answer.
if we go backward direction, it will go forward,
Yes,
sir.
he has to throw something backward direction. Then due to recoiling, the van or the car, the vehicle moves frontwards. Very good, excellent, correct answer. So the concept behind is law of conservation of momentum and especially recoiling. Okay, he has
Yes,
to
sir.
throw something backwards, and due to recoiling velocity it attains the van and a car, it moves frontwards. So the same thing in one-dimensional elastic collision of equal masses, the velocities are interchanged. Can velocities in a one-dimensional collision be interchanged if the masses are not equal? For this, we have to learn little bit basics. Actually, I have skipped some of the mathematics behind the collision. So let us learn that and let us try to answer this question. Okay. So he said that in one-dimensional elastic collision of equal masses, 10 kg mass and 10 kg mass. For example, first 10 kg mass is moving with a 5 meter per second, and another 10 kg mass is moving with some other 6 meter per second, and they are approaching each other, they're colliding. Then what will happen? The mass which is having 5 meter per second velocity will get the 6 meter per second. The mass which is having 6 meter per second velocity will get the 5 meter per second. It is only possible when the masses are equal. When the masses are equal and they collide each other, they exchange the velocities. Okay, and they have given that. So let us prove that mathematically. Okay, it is only possible when the masses are equal, and he is asking, is it also possible when the masses are unequal? Okay, So let us try to see whether whether it is possible or not. Can you see my screen? Another screen?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Yeah. So collisions, types of collisions. Let us try to understand. Little bit mathematics will be there, and with that you can understand easily. Okay. So collisions, there is actually collision is an isolated event in which a strong force acts between the two or more bodies for a short time, as a result of which the energy and momentum of the interacting particle changes. Okay. So the momentum will change because velocity of the body may increase or decrease. Okay. So that's why momentum will change. So velocity is also changing. So that's why velocity is changing. So that's why kinetic energy may also change. So that results in the energy of the system may interconversion takes place. So that is what collision actually. Collision is nothing but interaction of two or more bodies for a short interval of time, and due to which the energy as well as momentum may change, okay, as a result of collision. And during collision there will be an exchange of momentum between the bodies takes place. Exchange of momentum. If one body is moving with some 10 kg meter per second momentum and the other body moving with some 20 kg meter per second momentum, there can be exchange of momentums. Okay, this 10 kg meter per second may get some 15 kg meter per second after the collision, and the 20 kg meter per second momentum body may get 15 kg meter per second after the collision. So it depends on the masses. Okay, it depends on the velocities, initial velocities. There are many factors. Okay, there are many factors. So let us try to understand what are the factors. The velocity will decide, or mass will decide, or how they are related. Everything let us try to understand. Okay. And so first thing is they exchange the momentum. Okay. And the second thing, the kinetic energy of the bodies may remain constant or change. This also happens. Okay. Kinetic energy of the bodies may remain constant or change. Momentum will change. Kinetic energy may change or may constant. Okay. And accordingly, the collisions are classified into two kinds. They are elastic collision and other is inelastic collisions. Okay. So
Sir,
yeah, please, Manisha.
so this is PPT or PDF?
PPT.
So you can't share this in a group
Yeah, I will say no problem.
after the class.
No problem, I will say. So types of collision on the basis of conservation of kinetic energy, if we talk about, that is definition of elastic collision. The collision in which both momentum as well as kinetic energy are conserved is called elastic collision. Okay. So in the case of elastic collision, in the like basic in the lower grades, you have learned that the shape and size of the object will not change. That kind of collision is called elastic collision. But if you try to learn little bit advanced definition, that is, in the elastic collision, momentum as well as kinetic energy both are conserved. Okay, both are constant. If you try to find out, before the collision total momentum is equal to after the collision momentum. Okay, if you try to find out kinetic energy before the collision is equal to kinetic energy after the collision, that is That is what means by conserved. Okay. And in the case of perfectly elastic collision, if in a collision kinetic energy after collision is equal to the kinetic energy before collision, the collision is said to be perfectly elastic. And collision examples: collision between atomic particles. Okay, perfectly elastic and elastic both are similar. Okay, so collision between atomic particles, bouncing of a ball with the same velocity after the collision with the earth. So such kind of examples come under elastic collisions. And there is something called inelastic collision. In this collision, only momentum is conserved, beta, but not the kinetic energy. Only momentum is conserved, but not the kinetic energy. Okay. So total energy of the system may be conserved. Total energy of the system is conserved, but especially if you speak about kinetic energy before the collision and after the collision, it is not equal. Okay, but here momentum conservation is always there in elastic as well as inelastic. In both the cases, momentum is conserved, but not the kinetic energy here. Okay. So examples: collision between two automobiles on a road. Okay. So this in this case, momentum is conserved, but not the kinetic energy, because some of the part of the energy, like some part of the energy is converted to sound energy. Okay. When we talk about perfectly inelastic collision, okay, inelastic collision, perfectly inelastic collision. In this perfectly inelastic collision, after the collision, what happens? The two bodies stick together or move with the same velocity after the collision, and that kind of collision we call it as perfectly inelastic. Perfectly inelastic. Example: collision between a bullet and a block of wood. Collision between a bullet and a block of wood into which it is fired when the bullet remains embedded in the block. Okay. So when the bullet remains embedded in the block at that time, okay, so the both bullet as well as wood will move with the same velocity. Okay. That is one of the example for perfectly inelastic. On the basis of direction of colliding bodies. So head-on collision or one-dimensional collision, I said already. So on the basis of direction or dimension, we can say it is head-on collision or one-dimensional collision along a straight line. If they collide, then we call it as head-on collision. Example: collision of two gliders on a air track. And oblique collision, this is a two-dimensional collision actually. Oblique collision is nothing but, okay, two particles you are throwing, and the particles will collide at somewhere in the air. So that is one of the example for oblique collision. Okay. Um, try to answer this. This I have already actually this all PPTs I prepared for NEET. Balls, just like a balls, nothing. Manisatvik, it is just a ball. Billiard ball is nothing. Like there is no specific. Just they are saying. Yeah, can you answer this MCQ, please? The quantities remaining constant in a collision are. Yeah, Akhil answer is momentum, but neither KE nor temperature. Yeah, you're very good. Momentum is correct answer. Momentum is always there. And in an inelastic collision, the kinetic energy after collision. So for this option, please, in an inelastic collision. Inelastic collision. First of all, is it same or not same? That is number one question. Inelastic collision, when we talk about, it is not same because kinetic energy is not conserved in the inelastic collision and may be less or greater than that of before collision. So option D. So now here, just let us try to take a simple case. Okay, we will discuss special cases, final velocities, initial velocities, and we will try to understand the 25th question of that objective after the break. After the break.